What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Chris, the real Chris, whatever you want to call me. I'm back with another video. Today, we're going to be changing the alternator in the G. So, I just got back from AutoZone. I keep looking over there, but the camera right here. Just got back from AutoZone. Got the new serpentine belt, and I also got the alternator. Let me show you guys. Come with me. Alright, so I left it down here. It's the new belt. Let me see if I can get this box open. Right here is your new alternator with a 3-in-1. So let me show you guys what y'all got to take off to get to the alternator. First, you want to pop your hood. All right. Put your hood. Open your hood. And damn, I forgot to put my cover back on the other day when I checked my battery. Don't make that rookie mistake. But the alternator is down here, down there. So we need to take off this glove box. This is gonna have to come off. That one over here gonna have to come off. I mean air box, sorry, not glove box. Then we'll have room to loosen up the tensioner and get the belt off and be able to see down in there. And we also have to remove the fan assembly. So let me get started with that, and I'll come back when I have everything disconnected. Alright guys, so here's a little update. So as you guys can see, I got one air box out, which is over there. I got my battery disconnected. I wrapped them with some microfiber cloths just in case. I don't want them touching anything metal and shorting out any components of the car for safety purposes. So what you want to do first is take your air box out. So I got the left air box out. I got the right air box out. Once you get those out, you want to take your reservoir out, right? Take your reservoir out. That goes to that. Then now, well, you want to take this fan assembly off. So you have one 10mm here, right? Come over here, work with me. You have another 10mm right here. The bottom is just clips. So you want to take these clips off. They push tabs to remove the harness. You got one electrical sensor here. You have one right here. Let's see, keep following the harness. Keep following the harness. It looks like it's one down here. That's on the fan motor. And that's probably it. And then it should be able to come out. Or you don't want to take it out, just unloosen it, and that way you can slide it up and down to get that top pin out. But yeah, let me go ahead and finish getting this taken apart. Alright y'all, so right now I just took out the two 10mm that go to the fan because I don't want to disconnect all this wire, and that's going to allow you to just basically pull up on the fan, so that way when you get to that bolt, you can just pull up and just slide it right through. That way you ain't got to take out the whole fan, or you don't have to disconnect your radiator cap. That's still warm because I just drove the car, so that's not getting disconnected regardless. So now that we have everything done up top, we can go down bottom, take out the shield, and start at the bottom, guys. We're getting there. Alright guys, so got the bottom shield off, got the car jacked up. One thing y'all want to make sure when y'all jack this car, make sure y'all got jack stand support in y'all this car. And I also got the jack on here just in case. But I got the bottom shield off, and as y'all can see, right there is the alternator. So I'm gonna take the tension off the pulley and we're gonna start taking this alternator out, guys. The dealership tell you one price. Try to do it yourself first if you're a mechanic or you hands-on. Try to do it yourself first. If you can't do it yourself, then go ahead and pay that price. But me, I like to do stuff myself. If I can't do it, then I just pay that price. But let me get this alternator out. Alright, y'all, so I'm underneath the car. y'all can see the fans right here. There's no clips. The fan just pulls up out of this socket right here. So if you look up here above the oil filter, there is your alternator. Now on the back up there, you have on the left hand side 2 8mm. This right here is the ground that's coming out the battery. It has a boot that go over top of it, so it looks like that. You just want to fold that boot inside out, so you want to fold this boot inside out like I just had it, so you're able to take that nut off, disconnect that nut. Let me see if I can, God damn it, let me see if I can do it again. Come on, baby. Alright, I got it. Alright, so like that. Just fold that boot inside out. I believe this is a 10mm. Take these 2 8s off, so you won't have to pull the whole bracket off. And she should be able to come out. Once you get the back off, we'll move to the front. But I just wanted you guys to see this, because there's not a lot of videos out here that give a clear view of what's going on with the alternator. So before we take the front bracket off, I want to remove that bolt right there. Alright guys, so I got the nut off the top. That's the wire that goes right there, goes on there, right? Got that off. Now this bracket back here just holds the wire harness up there. You can see that just holds the wire harness. So really, y'all can get rid of this bracket altogether, but I'm gonna put it back on here. But to make it easier just to get out, so you won't be fighting with this bracket and the alternator, it's 2 8mm screws back here. And just take the 2 8s off, one right there, one up there, right there. Just take the 2 8s off. And now we can come to the front. You want to get this bracket off right here, and then you have a 14mm. That's all the way at the top. But I still haven't took the tension off the belt and took the belt off. So let me do that now. Alright guys, so to take the tension off the belt, see if the camera will focus. Oh baby. You want to get your 3/8 drive, and you want to put it right through the hole that's on the tensioner. Now, what you want to do is you want to pull up. And as you pull up, those 2 holes are going to line up. Once they line up, get your Allen key and stick it between the 2 holes. So let me see if I can do this on camera. I'm gonna need some more leverage. Ooh. Tensioner on here. Let me do this, guys, but you get the idea. Let me do this, and I'll get right back with y'all. Alright guys, so if you need more leverage, get you a breaker bar, 3/8 breaker bar, or just use a cheater bar. And then you basically pull up, line those holes up, and then line your Allen key up with the hose. Alright guys, so it's that easy. Okay, so now that we have the tension off the tensioner, you can go ahead and remove the belt. I'm replacing the whole belt, so I'm just gonna go ahead and remove it. Pay attention to how it goes, or just look at the wire, the diagram online, see how it goes, because it goes a lot of ways. Just see if I can get it through. Oh, you gotta slide it. Okay. Gotta slide it behind the pulley. So you gotta take the belt and flip it, and you gotta basically go behind the tensioner. But let me get this belt off, because I can't do everything with one hand. All right, now we got the belt off. All right, we can go ahead and take the bracket off, the 2 bolts that's on the front, and then the 14 that's all the way at the top, and the alternator should come right out. But before you put the alternator out, make sure all these loose wires and clips and things like that is out the way, because this alternator is kind of heavy, got some weight to it. You don't want to damage these wires, because they get old and they get brittle, so just be cautious when you do that. Alright guys, so let me just give y'all guys a little update. So right here, before you remove the alternator, there's going to be a harness, and I just got it tucked up. I got it tucked up under there. There's going to be a harness wire running underneath. It's going to connect to your oil pressure sensor and your oil level sensor, I think. Unless these both pressure sensors. But you want to disconnect those, and you want to run the harness, move the harness. Let me see if I can put the harness out so you guys can see what it look like. It's right here. Well, you guys get the idea. You basically want to take this harness right here, this harness, and that's going to run underneath the alternator. And you just want to disconnect the 2 pressure sensors, and then move the wire out the way, because when the alternator drop down, it's going to be kind of heavy. So I got one more bolt to go, and then I'm just about to drop the alternator. Alright guys, so now we got that top bolt out, and as y'all can see, what I mean by it's so long that it hits the fan, so you can't remove it. Can't remove it because it hits the fan. So I already got the fan disconnected. What I'm gonna just do is pull the fan up like that, and then just slide it from underneath the fan, and that way you don't gotta take your radiator hose off and do all that extra shit. So yeah. All right guys, so after y'all do that, I actually had to take the upper radiator hose off. Luckily my car's on the tilt, so it wasn't no fluid in here. I had to remove this harness so I can be able to wiggle the fan wherever I wanted to. The alternator is going to drop right through that hole down there, right by beside the oil filter. So this is the old alternator right here. I don't know when the last time this alternator was changed. It's probably the original alternator that came with this car. Y'all can see. The burns don't sound too pretty. The burns don't sound bad at all. It doesn't look that bad, but it's not charging. So we'll go ahead and put the new baby in and put everything back together. Hopefully this video helpful to some of y'all out there that DIY, do it yourself. Hopefully it's helpful. But let me get the new alternator in and get everything back together. Alright, so I eventually had to take my fans out to get the alternator back in, because the bolt is just too long, and I just removed the upper radiator hose just to make it a little easier. Now this job wasn't that hard, guys, but it's a lot of stuff that you gotta move and put back. Alright guys, so I got one airbox back on. I got the belt back on. This is the new belt. As you guys can see, that's the tensioner. It's all the way to the left, so that's telling me that the belt has tension. All the way to the right means your belt is loose and you need to replace the belt. The notch is right there. These notches right here tells you your belt tension. So when it get all the way to the right, you need to replace the belt. It's loose. All the way to the left is still tight. In the middle is kind of tight, kind of loose. But see the new alternator. Everything is connected. The bracket's back on. The belt is on. And now all we got to do is put airbox in and power. Alright, YouTube, we got everything back together. Got the new belt on, got the new alternator on, and if you come here to the battery, I got my multimeter connected to the battery. Y'all can see I'm running 14.1 volts. Now, at first, before I replaced the alternator, I don't know if I showed it in the previous video, but I'll post a picture right here if I have one. I was only getting like 13 volts. And then with the AC on, the music playing, and everything on, it would drop down to probably like 12.8. So alternator was definitely bad. Replaced the alternator. And yeah, so I'm about to go ahead and clean up